Welcome all to our Steve Show. I'm Sue Brain, and here Steve and I get together and we're going to ruminate about kind of what's been the news today, which is really about the big deal that uh, Trump has made with Iran, perhaps. We don't, we'll have to see how that one plays out. And Israel and the lead up to the July astrology. So, Steve, where shall we start this one from?
First thing, the long-term side effects of the last 6 months is that for the last couple of months, the world's had to cope without oil, and it's seemingly done very well.
Uh,
You know,
uh,
electrical cars, solar power, wind power, they're all booming.
yeah, but we
So
haven't run out of oil, to be fair, yet, because we're going
no,
through the reserves.
but we are
Yeah.
weaning ourselves off of it,
Yes, we are.
and
Yes,
about bloody time.
yes.
It's a big boost for green technologies, and that's got to be a good thing.
And
Also,
innovation, Steve. I think,
and innovation.
yeah,
Also, Sue, something else. It's actually a very big thing, but no other astrologer is picking up on this. Since December, January, all of the planets in the sky have been in one hemisphere. Now, this has changed as of yesterday. We had the Venus-Pluto opposition yesterday, and now
yeah,
there's 181 degrees separating planets. So for the first time in 6 months, we do not have all the planets in one hemisphere. I exclude the moon from this, obviously.
yeah. That's
But
interesting.
I
Yeah,
find it fascinating because now the analogy, bearing in mind, but in the last 6 months, we've been through that 6 month period of having the moons in the same degree, both full and new, Saturn
yeah.
Neptune conjunction, the seven planet lineup in Aries.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
And, we got through all this. And I was looking at this morning and thinking, yeah, okay, that's a nice, I got a really nice little way of demonstrating it popping into my head. It seems like for months and months and months, with all these planets in one hemisphere, we've had a lot of pressure pushing on the damn wall, right? It's just non-stop pressure. And the
Yeah,
damn wall has held. And
so
now
far. Yeah,
now the pressure's just beginning to start decreasing. And over the next week or two, we are going to see a decrease of pressure. But because the pressure is decreasing, perhaps that means that a lot of things that have been had to be strong and steadfast are
mm,
going to be able to relax. So one or two cracks are going to appear in the down wall. And then we've got the big lineup in July,
yeah,
which is another surge of pressure, oof, the biggest one of the year. So I
yeah,
think the dam will break.
yeah.
Now,
Yeah,
I hear the stuff around the peace talks, and I'm like, great, okay. Has what
yeah.
was it Chamberlain said? Peace in our time. Although there's still some details to be ironed out around nuclear stockpiles and like, yeah, okay, and Israel isn't on board,
No,
and
Israel's very quiet.
and Jupiter's coming up to oppose Pluto.
Yeah,
Oops.
yeah,
And yes, and Neptune and Uranus are ameliorating it.
yeah. And also, the other thing is, we've got the big shift of the nodes at the end of July into a
We
northwest
have
Aquarius.
now,
That's going to be a big shift too.
now on that note, um, you and I were talking earlier about the Mars Uranus conjunction that's coming up at the start of July.
Yeah.
But there's something else again that again no one's talking about yet. Um, we just had a rather lovely new moon at 24 Gemini. And then we're heading into a full moon at 8 degrees of Capricorn.
Yeah.
And then we're heading into a new moon at 22 degrees of Cancer, which will be very nice. And then
Mhm.
at the end of July, just as the nodes shift, there's a full moon 6 degrees of Aquarius, exactly opposite Jupiter. And that's at the end of July. And I think that it'll be the kind of
Mm.
summary or ongoing finale of this year. I still say, as I've said all year, that by the time we're into mid August, 90% of the challenges of this year are over.
I think we have to pay consequences for what we've created. And I
Oh,
think
God,
and
yes,
the fallout is going to be enormous. And I think one of the big fallouts is about AI and the amount of, and people are beginning to get aware of of how it's destroying the environment and the amount of water that it takes to run these massive, I don't know what
server
you call
farms,
them. I don't.
server farms, yeah.
Yeah. And I think that's going to be huge. And and I was thinking this morning, making me a cup of tea, thinking about talking to you. I was just thinking about the one thing that humanity is not getting is that every action we take has a consequence.
Mm.
And I think this year, the rest of this year is going to be experiencing the
Consequences.
consequences of what we have created. Yeah, I do.
Well, the emperor has no clothes.
Especially with the shift of the North Node into Aquarius.
Yeah, the down wall is breaking.
Yeah,
The seed shell has cracked open. The
I
shoots
think
are
so.
coming out now, and it's too late
Yeah.
to stop it. And I'm
Yeah.
not talking about AI. I'm talking about the consciousness
Yeah.
revolution.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. And
Um,
yeah,
so the dinosaurs are screwed. Basically, they're just sort of trying to stage their demise piece by piece, so that it's not too painful. But even that's not going to really work. So
no.
yeah, we're heading into unknown times. See, all of this year, we've been able to say, okay, this is happening, and that's happening, and that's happening. And then we've got July. So we can have a reasonable guess at what all this means. But now we're coming to the end of this absolutely humongous, intense period of astrological challenge.
Hmm.
And we're heading into a period of, astrologically speaking, relative calm, at least until the new year, from late July, early August onwards. But as to when the pressure's off, then things will grow, things will change, and
Well,
we don't know in which way.
and the thing in when crisis, you're surviving. That's what if
Yeah,
everybody's just been surviving and feeling really and having to deal with pain and fear. That's what crisis is about. Everything gets
yeah,
blown up. Our lives have changed. And then after that, there's always that, oh, it goes down. And that's when you have to deal with what do we do with that? And I think that's what's going to be the fallout for the next 6 months to the end of the year, dealing with what we've created, this monstrous world that we've created.
yeah. I still, I've got a Sagittarius moon. I always remain optimistic. But in the next couple of years, I'm so glad we've got the backdrop of that little triangle of Uranus, Neptune, Pluto, because that sort
Yeah,
of
yeah,
guarantees the future in a way that's really good for a more integrated, assimilated, holistic perspectives, spiritual perspectives, even.
yeah. I hope so. I mean, I think this could be the great split, which Dolores Cannon talked about. The two consciousnesses. One is very much, and this is Pluto and Aquarius, isn't it? You're either humanitarian or you're into the AI. And she did see this great split of consciousness. And I'm with and talking to a lot of people who don't want that world, that AI world. They don't. And there's a big movement now coming up. And they're all working underneath the surface. You never hear from them, but they're all digging their gardens and creating communities. There's a huge movement of people across the globe doing that. But because it isn't big news, nobody knows about who they are. But, stand up for yourselves.
Yeah, I really
The
understand
people,
that. I understand the movement and I understand the reasoning behind it. And in many
yeah,
ways, I actively support it.
yeah,
But the other side of me does say, well, shall we uninvent something?
can't,
So we
can't
can't ban
uninvent.
it.
We
We
can
can't.
adapt it
We can adapt it.
to more, we can adapt it. But I think, in a couple of years' time, when it's used up major water resources, and I was reading an article about people in America who've got these huge, whatever they build there, the AI, and they're personally being, their health is being affected.
Yeah, especially, is it Memphis or no?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So, it's consequences, it's constant consequences that we're having to deal with. And what does health and well-being mean? Is it staring at your screen all the time? Or is it actually going back to the earth and and honoring the fact, the poor planet, what we're doing to her is, that's the tragedy for me, is what we're doing to her because she's the only home we've got. We're
So
trashing it.
far, so far, yeah.
Yeah, so far.
I mean, yes, I agree with you, and the sentiments I totally empathise with. As an
Mm,
environmentalist at heart, as a green at heart, of course I do.
mm.
But I'm also looking at the spiritual evolution and the potentials for the future, and nothing happens without reason. So there must be a positive side to this, and I think that is the fact that the technological acceleration just in this last 1 or 2 years is so exponential now that how long now? I had this wonderful dream a couple of nights ago around how a blend of stem cell tech and nanotech were combining in a way that we were able to blend these nanometer robots with stem cell technology and integrate them into some type of pill which we could take to rebuild our bodies from the inside. And this would be the end then of conventional allopathic medicine because we'd be able to program the nanobots and the stem cells to be able to repair us from the inside out, whether it's structural or disease, infection, illness.
That changes the whole trajectory of our experience of being human, though, doesn't it?
Yes,
That
it
is,
does.
that's it.
Yes, it does.
Yeah.
But then climate change is doing that anyway. Climate change is going to kill us
Yes.
if we don't do something.
True,
And
true.
we can't reverse climate change. So we either
No.
adapt or die.
Yeah, but you see, I'm into death, so I'm into the natural course of things. As you know, I'm really up for
Yeah, but a
death.
20-year-old is going to disagree with you.
Yeah, for sure. But MP, that's the experience. The traditional experience of being human is to, in my world, is to come and incarnate and do your thing, and then you've done your job, and then and off you go, or you've had your life experiences, and off you go, and that's been the. It feels like that's been the deal until now,
Mm.
and now humans have got to the point where we've developed to go beyond that. And I personally don't want to be part of that. That's not where that doesn't sit
That's
well with
everyone's
me.
choice.
This is
But
the choice. This is the
the
big choice
Uranus,
now.
Neptune, Pluto stuff is pushing us into new, softer
Yes,
technology. For
yes.
example, I've always carried a hiatus hernia. For 30 years, I've had one.
Mm.
Now, if I could take a stem cell or nanobot blend, which would sort it from the inside out within an hour or two, I'd be like, okay, let's do it. And yes, there might be other side effects. Who knows? I don't know. But it
No.
would ease my life considerably.
Yeah.
It would also save a lot of money on medical resources that would otherwise could otherwise go elsewhere. So I don't see any negatives in this, apart from the fact that yes, we'll be altering the human genome.
Yes, we will be. Yeah. So, and I think, again, it's about choice. Do you want to do, and I don't have any criticism for people who want to do that. It's just not my game. But
Uh,
I want to go on, and then I want to just go back to the conjunction between Pluto and uh, Jupiter in 2020, because that was
yeah,
the pandemic. And now,
yeah, Jupiter, Saturn, Pluto, wasn't it? Yeah.
yeah, yeah, but yeah. But also, yes, but also now we've got the opposition, haven't we? This
Yes.
that's coming up. So something I would imagine that sparked off with that conjunction around that time is going to make itself known. And it's very interesting, and I'm not saying this is going to happen, that Ebola is in inverted commas breaking out of its confines. Could we be seeing some kind of pandemic again? Maybe not like it was in 2020, but some kind of, I don't know, a fallout or a theme or something.
Mm. Yeah, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Weren't we talking about this 6 weeks ago? I wonder what happened to hantavirus. No one's talked about it for weeks now.
No.
So, these things come and go.
Yeah, I'm just wondering about that. And also Jupiter and Pluto traditionally are big money when they come together in any form. So I'm just wondering about that as well.
Jupiter's going to amplify everything it touches.
Yeah,
Pluto deals with the underworld, whether that's
yeah,
psychological or criminal,
yeah,
and Jupiter's going to amplify it. And we've got the biggest and the smallest of planets, the brightest and the darkest, and the two brothers, the overworld and the underworld.
yeah.
So,
You're right.
and imagine what this would be like. Imagine what we'd be saying if it weren't for Neptune and Pluto being in, and Neptune and Uranus being in the
Yeah.
positions they're in. Because
Mm,
they're the gateways, they're the
yeah.
ameliorators, they're the ones that are going to give us a gateway through this. Because otherwise, we're looking at explosions, big explosions. And I don't necessarily mean bombs or anything like
No,
that.
something erupting from the underworld.
Yes, great uncovering, great
Great.
revelation.
Yeah.
Yes,
Money. I think there's going to be something to
and
do
power and corruption.
for power and corruption and money. Well, we've got our first trillionaire. I mean, it is ludicrous that one man on this planet with so much power should have that much. I mean, it's ludicrous when people are starving in Africa and God knows where. I mean, not just Africa, by the way, obviously. But it is absolutely, I just find it immoral,
It's amoral.
amoral.
Yeah, totally.
And then you've got the billionaires, who are all wanting to be trillionaires as well. I mean, how much do you need for God's sake? So I think this is very Pluto. This is very Pluto, and it's very Jupiter. And maybe some revelation or something will come around the time with this opposition in the middle of July, which has says something about money or big power and money or big business or extreme wealth.
Yeah. I noticed that in the last 2 or 3 years, the anonymous collective have been relatively quiet. Yeah,
Yeah,
I suspect that something's brewing.
I think
Well, I
so.
know something's brewing.
Yeah,
Astrologically, I know. I know
yeah, yeah.
that
It's
this is the
coming
calm before the storm. And I know that what we're seeing now in the news in this last day or two is it's not a false narrative, but it is just rhetoric. It is just words. And yes, the oil is coming out the Strait of Hormuz as of today. Yeah, okay, but that's that's neither here nor there really in the large scale scheme of things. The power blocks of the world are shifting, and the long term outcome of this is yet to be determined. There's one winner from all this, and that's China.
Yeah.
For all the quiet, for all the stuff that's going on in
Yeah.
Palestine and Ukraine and the Gulf,
Yeah. And others. Yeah.
watch Taiwan.
Well, this could be it, couldn't it? I mean, they could go into Taiwan in the middle of July. It's very possible. I'm not saying they will, but it's very, very possible that could happen.
China's horoscope, um, they have the moon and the ascendant together between 3 and 6 degrees of Aquarius in
Mm.
their chart. So China's brewing. Something's going to happen there.
Oh God, yeah. So it's 3 degrees. Oh gosh, yes.
And
Well,
it's not going to be internal revolution because
my
the Chinese people in general are not
yeah, my
downtrodden
country
in a way that perhaps it could be seen to be in Russia, for example,
and Iran.
and Iran.
Well, I think I can't remember who I was watching talking about China, and I can't remember, but they were forecasting that at some point, not too much long in the future, that the country of China would break up. It's too big.
Well, I would be saying that about America and Russia as well.
Yeah, and
The
it
difference
hasn't
is that
happened.
China's put a hell of a lot of money in the last few years
Yeah,
into green tech, into solar and wind. It's doing
yeah,
its best
yeah,
to get rid of carbon,
yeah,
unlike any other big country.
yeah. And it's doing electric cars like they're going out of fashion.
Yeah. So, whether you like them or not,
Mm,
they're doing their best to reduce their carbon footprint in a way that's a model for the rest of the world.
mm. We're in the
China,
unknown. We're in the Pluto realm. We're in the unknown, but we
we
know
are.
something is like, ooh, something is happening. Do you know what? I feel like run by these mad old autocrats. These mad old men are
The
everywhere.
dinosaurs. Yeah.
Dinosaurs running country. For God's sake, yeah, let's get some young, fresh blood into running our country, running the bloody world. And do you know what? They're all my generation, they're all the Pluto in Leo
Leo.
generation refusing to give up their seat of power. It's fascinating watching them because they're all around well, some of them are slightly older than me, but Pluto's the
Three
same
weeks.
age as me.
Yeah. 4 or 5 weeks ago, when Mars moved into Taurus, I remember thinking, yeah, it's going to go really quiet now for 6 to 7 weeks until we get to the end of July, end of June,
Yeah.
because Mars has just been quietly
Yeah.
trucking through Taurus. I'm looking at
Yeah.
it now, 22 and a half. It's three
Yeah.
quarters of the way through Taurus. It's beginning to get buddy with Uranus.
Yes. It's buddying up, isn't it?
That's going to be a
Yeah.
that's a wild card, that one.
Yeah.
And because
Yeah.
Mars when it hits Uranus, it will also be sextiling Neptune, trining Pluto.
Yes.
So yeah, that's going to be interesting.
I
But
think so too.
and of course, we're in Mercury retrograde shadow now.
Yes, absolutely.
I
We
mean, Mercury's
are.
going to go retrograde shortly,
Yes. It goes on the 29th,
and then it stays retrograde till mid-July, I think.
July the 23rd.
Ooh, that's a long one.
It's a long one. It's almost a month. So
Ooh.
I think we've got to realize that there's all sorts of miscommunications it's going to go around. Or we won't quite know the truth again. I think this thing about Pluto keeps everything hidden, doesn't it? Secrets as well. And then, Jupiter in Leo is just wants to be everything out in the open, but Pluto's going, oh, I think we'll just keep everything underneath the ground here, mate. But I do love the fact that for me, Aquarius is about universal truths. So I think
Yeah,
universal truths will come to light.
yeah. I mean, Pluto. I understand it's about bringing the underworld to the surface.
Yes, definitely. For me, yeah.
Well, for the world.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah,
collective.
yeah, yeah. Well,
And
I'm an Aquarian, so I'm taking it very personally.
don't even get me started on Aquarians. Um,
What do you mean?
what They're all secretly robots from Sirius C. Um, um,
That is so true.
how to alienate 1/12 of the
It's
world population in one
it's so
sentence.
and it's
Yeah.
so true. It's so true. We're
But
all, yeah,
yeah,
we're
I
all
mean,
come from the stars.
and bearing in mind that this is the last time we'll be speaking in public until after the Jupiter Pluto
Yes.
opposition. So I'm
We're
excited.
sure.
I'm excited. I'm stimulated. It's to me, it's a real mixture of anticipation and trepidation. I'm scared. I'm not scared. I'm nervous, but I'm also very, very excited about it. And these are manic times. These are crazy. As a species, we cannot continue to live at this high level of frequency expansion
No.
without something burning out. One of the phrases I've found myself using a lot more, and just in this last few weeks, I've been talking to people about how we're accessing new bandwidth in ourselves. Our
Mm,
bandwidth is a
mm,
stretching,
mm,
and I'm kind of looking forward to the last 4 or 5 months of this year when things are going to be a little bit more sedate,
mm.
theoretically.
We'll
Well,
see about
astrologically,
that.
yeah, this is what it says.
Astrologically, I respect that, but we'll see. I think we're going to have to pay the consequences. And yeah, I think big choices, personal choices and collective choices are going to be made around about that time. But yes, I think that at the moment for this video, I feel like we're a bit of kind of harbingers of news, aren't we? That a lot of that
Yes.
kind of, we're not, yeah, a bit of
And
John
I
Baptist
appreciate we're
going
coming
on.
to the end of our time, but I do feel that, we've been talking about this Jupiter Pluto opposition for nearly a year.
Yeah,
And now it's on us. And this is the
yeah,
last big one of 2026.
yeah,
The full moon at the end of July is pretty big, but
yeah,
we'll do
yeah.
another one before that, I'm
Oh,
sure.
yes.
But I have to say to people out there, look, what I find myself saying more and more, just in the last 3 or 4 weeks with all the readings I'm doing, is look, there's going to be a great deal of noise. There's going to be a lot of big developments and big news. And I'm just saying to people, look, think, hype, and spin. One of the things I'm saying to a lot of people is the proverbial's going to hit the fan. And when it does, people are going to go, oh my God, you've got to help. You've got to help me sort it out. And then you go in and you help people sort it out. And then they go, oh, it's all gone wrong. Someone's got to take the blame. You. So I'm saying to all my clients, don't sort it out for others. Say to others, no, I'm not going to do it for you. I'll help you, but I'm not going to do it for you.
You
It's your
can't.
responsibility. I'll give you
Mm,
advice and I'll give you aid, but I'm not going to do it for you. That way you stay clean.
yeah. Yeah.
Don't buy into the hype and spin. There's going to be a lot of it in the next few weeks.
And also just be very vigilant about every action you take will have a consequence for yourself and it ripples, these consequences ripple out. So just be aware of that.
Keep as clean as you can. It's really
Yeah. Just
important.
be very conscious about what decisions that you make from now on. Yeah.
Good way to end it, see?
All right, my lovely. So thank you all again so much for watching this. I keep bumping into people in my life who's going, oh, I love you, and Steve. I'm going, oh, thank you very much. We
It's
love you
crazy to
too.
think just a few years ago, this just started as a random one off. And
Yeah, but we're so grateful that you watch us and that you enjoy it. So
yes,
yeah,
we
no, thanks
really,
so
really
much.
are.
Yeah.
Thank you, world.
Take care all. Bye for now. Bye.